And we begin on this Monday night with the weather impact. All that snowfall today coating cars and grass, and with temperatures falling tonight, we could see the effects of the cold during the morning drive. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Jenny Runovich in for Scott, along with Angela. And Angela, these cold conditions really mean caution for the roads tomorrow.
Yes, refreezing will be an issue. Now, I will tell you, those main roads look just fine.
Good.
They're
That's
dry.
good.
So we're concerned with the neighborhood roads, those side streets that might have been a little wet and slushy today as the snow melted a little bit. With temperatures in the 20s, that is just going to refreeze. So we can't rule out a little bit of a slow start for some tomorrow morning. We're already down to 27 degrees in Indianapolis, 25 Kokomo. Wind chills are running in the teens. Feels like 14 in Kokomo, 17 in Shelbyville. Feels like 16 degrees in Richmond. Lows in the 20s. Watch for refreezing, maybe a few extra minutes for that morning drive to work and school. Don't think there will be many, but some of the outlying areas, it can't be completely ruled out that we don't have 1 or 2 school delays. Mittens, hats, heavy coats. You'll need them most of the day tomorrow. Highs in the low 40s.
Angela, thanks. With temperatures on the rise later this week, it is always still a good time to get ready for the change in season. So make sure to download the WTHR weather app. You can check radar and read the blog all right on your phone. It is a free download in your phone's app store. Now to a push for justice tonight for the woman shot and killed outside a home in Whitestown. 32-year-old Maria Florinda Rios Perez was killed last week after police say her job cleaning houses took her to the wrong address. Tonight, while the prosecutor is digging through all the evidence, our Alex Almanza was there as mourners prayed, sang, and demanded answers.
Friends, family, and neighbors gathered here at the Boone County Prosecutor's Office to remember Maria Perez, who was shot and killed after she knocked on the wrong door.
In the November cold, warm flames, and one message repeated, translating to no justice, no peace.
Sin justicia, no hay paz.
Followed by moments of silence, while they prayed for comfort, for strength, and even for the person who pulled the trigger.
Padre, también te pedimos por aquellas.
Father, we also ask you for those people, Lord, who unfortunately took Maria's life. Lord, because we know that in some way their minds are troubled, their hearts are troubled. Maria's husband, Mauricio Velasquez, says his wife was kind, hardworking, and faithful, and that their family just wants answers. We earned money and worked from sunrise to sunset. My Maria was there. It was dark at 5 a.m., and we didn't get out till 8 p.m. The family says they met with the county prosecutor earlier in the day. Their attorney says investigators are still reviewing evidence. Business owner Andre Adams says the loss has shaken the community.
This is especially tragic because now she will never return to her home. We are here to show our solidarity as both business owners and concerned citizens.
Family and friends say they'll keep showing up until there's justice for Maria.
Que Dios nos marcó para poder llegar.
On November 23rd, the nonprofit Alma in Indianapolis will host a resource drive for Perez's family to provide them with food, clothing, and other necessary items. In Boone County, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
New tonight in Washington, D.C., the Senate passes a bill aimed at reopening the U.S. government. 8 Democrats broke with their party and joined Republicans to end the stalemate with a 60-40 vote. Now, the measure now goes to the House, where it is expected to be tight. Representatives could vote as early as Wednesday. President Trump says he supports the deal. Now, it does not include an extension for subsidies under the Affordable Care Act, which has been a main sticking point for Democrats. That means millions of Americans could see their premiums spike next year. The shutdown has also put millions of families who rely on SNAP benefits in limbo. But tomorrow, Hoosiers could start getting some of those dollars. Governor Braun says they started processing partial payments today. And tonight, we're taking a closer look at the fight over that funding playing out in the courtroom. Millions of Americans remain uncertain if or when their SNAP payments or food stamps will arrive.
I think in some states, people did get 100% of what they were entitled to. Some states, people have gotten none. Some states, people have gotten partial payments.
On average, households receive about $350 a month in benefits. Nearly 42 million people rely on SNAP to feed their families.
I'm worried that I might go to the grocery store and try to use my EBT card, and in the time that I've gone to the grocery store, that something has been reversed.
Last month, the U.S. Department of Agriculture said it would not use its contingency fund to partially cover food stamp benefits, but 2 federal judges ordered the USDA to do just that. That's when the Trump administration said it would only fund half of November SNAP benefits, then 65%. Then a federal judge ordered full payments be made. The Trump administration filed an appeal, and Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson temporarily halted that order Friday to allow the appeal to play out. Some states that already dispersed full payments were ordered to undo those distributions on Saturday.
They're saying, well, we want that money back. They're not getting it back.
A group of Democratic-led states and a coalition of cities, nonprofits, unions, and small businesses have launched fast-moving legal challenges seeking to restore full benefits. There's more pressure tonight for Indiana lawmakers to support congressional redistricting. A new nonprofit with deep ties to President Trump just launched a 6-figure ad campaign to back redistricting efforts in the upcoming session. This story is from our news gathering partners at the Indiana Capitol Chronicle. Now, the group is called Fair Maps Indiana. It's targeting districts where senators are still undecided, planning voter phone calls, digital and TV ads, and mail. The man in charge is the founder of a political strategy firm who worked for the last 2 Trump campaigns. Next month, Indiana lawmakers will consider redrawing the state's congressional districts ahead of the 2026 midterms. This follows months of pressure from the White House. Hoosier Republicans currently hold a 7-2 advantage in the U.S. House, but redistricting supporters want to see all 9 seats go Republican. Democrats call it a power grab. Tonight, we're getting our first look at the rezoning request from the company behind a proposed data center in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood. Metroblocks is asking to rezone 13 acres of land. This property is the former home of the Sherman Drive-In. The plan calls for the eventual construction of noise barriers, but some residents have voiced concern about the data center's impact on the neighborhood there. A former township trustee in Columbus, Indiana, is facing more than 6 decades in prison. Benjamin Jackson pleaded guilty today in court to multiple counts of theft and official misconduct. The Republican resigned a year ago after an investigation said he used township credit cards to pay for personal travel, home improvements, massages, and meals, more than $1 million in public money. After today's guilty plea, Jackson now faces 64.5 years in prison. His sentencing set for January.